unchanging. Hebrews says Jesus, with God, is the same yesterday, today, and forever. God does not change. He didn't grow from being a God who's irritable, masungit, in the Old Testament, and then in the New Testament he changed his mind. Changed his mind and said, okay, I'll be nice from now on. No. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is love. He always has been love. He always has been Lord. He always has been giver of life. He always has been blessing, ever blessing. Not that we have the blessing in the Old Testament and pour it out in the New Testament. No. The same yesterday, today, and forever. He's giver of life. Death is not his will, as we hopefully saw in the gospel portion read to us today. And not only is death not his will, he hated so much, he even gave his life so that he could restore the life he hated us back to us. We who were sinners, we who were enemies. This has always been, and will ever be, our God, our Father. Hope the person next to you says, you get that? God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. When we say God is good, and we respond all the time, that means He's good all the time. Forever He will be good. The readings today, and also last week, and other places in Scripture, reveal God as the giver of life. He wants, His will for us is life. From the beginning, that was it. We'll get to that later. Last week, the slave of the centurion. Think about it. A slave, which was a dispensable property at that time. A slave was somebody who would not be illegal for his master, if the slave was sick, to leave him out in the cold to die. No problem. Because he was property. It was worthless. The master could do whatever he wanted to him. So, a slave of whom? A centurion. A Gentile. Remember what Jesus called the Gentiles before? One time? Dogs. Not even part of the family. He said, I was sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. It's not good for me to give the bread of the children to the dogs. Right? So this person whom Jesus gave life back to was a dispensable property of a dog, of somebody who's not even family, which shows you the heart of God. While we were sinners, while we were enemies, while He did not have to do anything for us, what does He do? He gave His own life. To ransom a slave, you sacrifice your son. That's what our prayer says. That He gives life. That's who He is. The source of life. The source of all good, the prophet, the Kohelet said. Today we see His compassion on a widow. A widow with an only son, and the son died. This tells us God knows our circumstances. God knew, Jesus knew this was a widow. Jesus knew that this was an only son. That if the son dies, she and her family will be cut off from the earth and will have no more posterity. Right? God knows our circumstances. Tell yourself that. He knows what I'm going through right now. He does. He's not a God that is out of touch with your reality. In fact, He entered into our reality and experienced what we experience. The very hairs of your head are numbered, Jesus said. That's how involved God is in our lives. Further on in the same chapter of Luke, chapter 7, we hear of disciples of John 2 sent to Jesus to ask, are you the expected one, or are we supposed to wait for somebody else? This is what Jesus said. Go and report to John what you have seen him. The blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised up, the poor have the gospel preached to them. What do you think? Is this God's visitation or what? Because that is God. That is God. His will is for the blind to receive sight, the lame to walk, the lepers to be cleansed, the poor to receive the good news, the blind, the dead to be raised. That is God. So what do you think? Am I the expected one or not? He didn't even answer the question. Because it said it. Life is being restored, meaning God is present. Which means God is with us, Emmanuel. He has visited us. People sitting in darkness and in the shadow of death, to them a great light came. Darkness covers the earth, deep gloom enshrouds the people. That's when God comes into our lives and gives us life. In the beginning, the earth was what? Formless and void. Spirit of God was hovering over the water. There was darkness over it. That's when and where God comes in. That's when He visits with His light. Where there is darkness. I'm trying to make a point here if you haven't noticed yet. Because His plan for us is welfare. His plan for us is not calamity, His plan for us is not death. To give us a future and a life. This is why Jesus came. He did not come to kill and to destroy. I know that sounds simple, but I don't think you fully understand that. God does not destroy. Some theologians think that He does. God does not kill. I'll explain that further later. God does not kill. In fact, He came to do the opposite, to restore life. I came that they might have life, and not only life, but life in abundance, eternal life. This is also, and this is also why He turned Saul the destroyer to Paul the builder. Psalm 30, we had earlier, said, "You have kept me alive that I would not go down to the pit." This is who God is, alive with. Verse 9 says, "What profit is there if I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you?" Because God knows that. He helps the helpless. The dead, you don't know it, are helpless. They can't help themselves. Hence our theme today, our goal is to help the helpless. Because God's life is in us. We have to understand it. In fact, again, remind the person beside you, God's life is in you. We are not to be overwhelmed and distracted by darkness and hopelessness. The reason we have God's life in us, the reason we have God's life in us, is because we're exactly called to where darkness is, where hopelessness is. Imagine this. You know this humanitarian group called Habitat for Humanity, right? You know that, right? Habitat for Humanity. In fact, I think a former U.S. president is involved, right? To the party. Imagine Habitat for Humanity going to Lake, just right after Yolanda. And they go in and they say, "Ano ba yan? Ang gulo, sira-sira. Walang mga bahay. Ano ba yan? Ba't tayo nandito?" But tayo nandito because we're Habitat for Humanity. Reason we're here is because we build houses where there are no houses. If you hear people like them complaining that there are no houses, what will you think? Well, they don't know their mission, right? Why else did you come here? You're just going to complain. I thought your name says you're builders of ruins. Do your job and stop complaining. Because we already know that. There's devastation here. You don't have to remind people who have just been devastated that there's devastation around. You don't have to tell them they're hopeless or there's hopelessness. What you tell them is there is hope. There is life. And we have come to bring that to you. Because sometimes we're overwhelmed. Sometimes what we say is what they say in the movies. Ayoko ng masikip. Ayoko ng mabaho. Ayoko ng magulo. Well, the reason you're there is because you have an air freshener. The reason you're there is because you have a roof. And you have carpenter tools. And you've been equipped to fix. Because this is your God. If you are children of God, you are fixers and builders, not destroyers, builders and encouragers, not discouragers, and not being discouraged yourself. It's our goal. It's not disturbance, it's not irritation, it's not bother to us. You know, I read in an Indian shop business, which has lots of sayings on its walls. One of which is this, just to make you smile for a bit. A successful man is one who makes more money than his wife can spend. A successful woman is one who finds such a husband. That's successful. But that's not the point. Another thing I read here is this. The customer is not a source of irritation for you. He's not disturbing your day. He's not bothering you. He's the reason you exist as a business. Understand that. The reason we're Christian is because we deal with hopelessness, with darkness, with despair, with hatred. Understand that. Understand we have the answer. Because we've been given the answer. And the life is in us. Understand that. If we give up because we say, Lord, the darkness is overwhelming, try turning on the weakest flashlight in darkness. See what happens. What happens? Will it refuse to turn on and say, this is hindi kaya ng Diyos? Will it say that? No. It will naturally emit light. Naturally. Because it understands who it is and what its nature is. I was at a wake, and the priest was doing mass, and he gave a homily. And I, didn't quite agree. I'm not putting it down. I'm setting this as I'm citing this as an example. But he just said this. He said, actually, death is good. In fact, death is the greatest gift God can give you. You know why? Because when you die, you go to heaven. And that's good. And, I didn't agree with it because the greatest gift of God is life, not death. Jesus Christ gave His life Himself to the world for the life of the world. And our goal is not to die. Our goal is to live. Our goal is to live the life God gave to us. In the creeds, we say we believe in the resurrection of the body and the life everlasting. Life everlasting. We die, even if we die, we all will because we're not perfected yet. When we die, we look forward to rising again. Death is not the final destination. We look for the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. We believe in the resurrection of the body. We will have, again, after we die, we will have what we call glorified bodies, physical bodies. And we look for that. We believe that. Our ancient fathers believed that. And we even pray. Remember our brothers and sisters who have gone to their rest in the hope of rising again. Bring them all to be departed into the light of your presence. This is why we pray, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And heaven and earth are full of glory. Glory be to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, now and ever shall be, world without end. Because God fixes. The world's broken, He's going to fix it. Society's broken, He's going to fix it. One day, all things will be restored. Because, you believe in Philippians 1:6, which says, He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. You believe that? What does the Bible say His creation was? What was the adjective used to describe creation? Good. Very good. At creation, God began a good work. And He will be faithful to complete it. In fact, He promised it. You think this world is broken? You think this earth is broken? There will come a time where will come a new earth, a new heaven, a new earth, a new Jerusalem. Because I'm in the business of fixing and restoring. So no, death is not the greatest gift. The greatest gift is life. And He restored life by paying a high price. His very self, His very life. Now some would say, some theologians say this too. Some say God is sovereign and He can and does kill. Well, no, He can't, and He doesn't kill. It's against His nature. No one is good, God only. All good proceeds from Him, like we prayed in the Buddha. In Him is no darkness at all. In Him is no death at all. Athanasius, an ancient church father, said that when Jesus descended into hell, death died upon confrontation with Him, the Lord of life. That's the reason He went down to hell, to kill death. Imagine that. Die, death. Okay na. You know, can you kill his death? But that's what He did. He trampled death by His death. At the same time He died, He was still Lord of life. And when confronted by the Lord of life, death died, death was extinguished, death was no more. Athanasius said. God does not kill. Death is simply the absence of life. As darkness is simply the absence of light, and evil is simply the absence of good, death is simply the absence of life. And God is light. So there's absolutely no darkness, absolutely no death in Him. Why do people die? Because they cut themselves off from Him. They detach themselves from Him. That's death for you. That's the explanation of death. It cannot come from God. The only thing that comes from God is good and life. And you get good, you get life when you have fellowship with Him. Which Adam had until he cut himself off from God, and then death entered into the world. Right? You've heard it. I think it's not even a Christian who said it a few years ago. Whoever said that the reason there's evil in the world is because good people allow evil to enter. That's it. It's just the absence of good. It's a non-entity. It's simply the absence of good. A departure from good, a separation from good. So then God can't be the source of death. It's simply the rejection of His life. That's why also we are, as a church, pro-life. We're pro-life. We preach the gospel of life. Everything we do is or should be pro-life. It's not a position. It's not a political position. It's a vocation. It's not an opinion. It's a commitment. It's a way of life for us. And we do whatever it takes to promote, to uphold, to sustain, to enrich life. Particularly that of our neighbor first. Because we have received life in abundance already. And if we realize that, then we know we have something to give. And there's enough to go around. So as such, we are opposed to the culture of death and any justification of death. Any justification of death we're opposed to. People may say, hey, they should die. Somebody should kill them. No, we're pro-life. We're opposed to that. Nothing concerning death is justified. Nothing. And so we're opposed to that. Any justification of death, especially through selfish ends. Abortion, in most cases, not the advice of doctors. I'm not talking about that. But in most cases, abortion is for convenience. It's for a selfish end, right? We're opposed to that. That's culture of death. And that's what death is. Selfishness. But we say, some say, but the Bible says God gets angry. Because you say, and sometimes when you bless the people, you say God is not mad at you, God is not angry. The Bible says God gets angry at people, not their sin, people who do sin. Well, let me ask you this. Who are among your parents here? Raise your hand. Have you ever gotten angry with your children? Are you angry with your children now? If you sometimes, or most of the time, get angry with your children, would you say that you don't like them, that you don't love them? Would you say that? Okay, let me ask you this. In the first place, why do you get angry at your children? There can be two answers to that. Because they bother me, number one, or I get frustrated because they're not doing what I trained them to do, right? Why do you get upset when they don't do what they're supposed to do that is right? Because you're concerned for them, right? You want them to go in the way they should go, right? And if they don't obey you, and they're not accomplishing that which you know is good for them, then you get disappointed and frustrated. But in the first place, why do you get disappointed? Because you what? At least those parents who love their children, say it. Love them. Because you love them, right? That's why you get angry at them. You don't get angry at them because you want to destroy them. It's because you want them to grow in the right direction, right? Because you love them. And your anger is but for a moment. And your love for them is for their lifetime. Now I'll say this, borrowing Jesus' language, not mine. If you then, being evil, know how to love your children, how much more your Father in heaven, who in fact gave you and your children's lives. how much more? This is our God. He does not kill. He does not destroy. He loves. And we, as His children, should be like Him. Should be. Back to the feast I was talking about. We ended well, by the way. After the Mass, I went to him because during the Mass, I thought he was aware that the people he was doing Mass for, or celebrating Mass with, he was aware they were not Roman Catholics. This was a Roman Catholic. And I thought, oh, will he give them communion? You know what? He did. And that's one of the things we talked about after we had a pretty lengthy talk. Because I asked that to him, and I said, I was wondering if you would give communion to people you know are not Roman Catholic. And he said, why would I not? This is Christ, he said. And I said, yes, amen, Father, that's right. That's life. Why deny it? If you have it, why deny it from somebody wanting it? If you can give it. Man, I was glad when he said that, but I did tell him, you know what? Maybe you can feel me, you know that? Because somebody did deny me communion, knowing I was a Roman Catholic. And he said, oh, really? So I asked, is there an official church position on it? He said, no, not that I know of. But personally, to me, that's Christ. What you have in your heart is Christ. What you have in your hands is Christ. This is what the team that went to Alang Alang understood. They had in their hands life, hope, Christ. Answer to despair, to hopelessness, to darkness. Jesus is how you know who God is and what His will is. And He doesn't change. And Jesus is how we go back to bearing the image of God. He helps the helpless, so our goal is to do the same. Because this is the way it is in the kingdom of our God.